Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm doing a reading for Friday, October 3rd, 2025. And as I shuffle the cards, I'm just getting an idea of the overall feeling for tomorrow. Today's currently the 2nd, so I'm getting a feel for the 3rd just to see how everyone's going to be doing, just in general. And if this doesn't resonate with you, then please move on. And for those of you that don't know or are new here, I always like to pull a second card just to get a better understanding of what I'm reading. Okay. So we're definitely leaving something behind. We have death and the High Priestess. So we're leaving behind things that no longer serve us. And with the High Priestess, that's really kind of like taking a leap into the unknown, really listening to our intuition about certain things. And really kind of focusing inward on that intuition and that kind of knowing. We have the Chariot. So we're really determined about this. We have a lot of willpower. We're very willful about what we're doing in this choice to move forward. So there's definitely a lot of, like, you know, determination, like I said before. Yeah. Right, and we're coming back around. Again, it's the end of a cycle. The world, right? We have death at the beginning and the world right now. So we're currently, like, we've ended something and are starting to really kind of focus inward on what we're doing because we're super determined. And then the world kind of brings everything to that kind of nice conclusion. Let's look a little further. Yeah, okay. So we're really passionate about what it is that we're doing, about looking inward and really kind of ending these things that we don't like or don't want anymore. We have the Knight of Wands. So with the Knight of Wands, that's all about, like, going forward and really getting what you want, going after what you want and really, like, focusing hard on that. And it's really just about, like, the act of doing something. So wands are very much related to the acts of doing, and fire, the element fire. So that's a lot of, like, forward momentum. We're building strong foundations. Just a second. A card fell out. We're building strong foundations. We have the Three of Pentacles here. And so this really, like, going to get what we want is really, like, making us think about, okay, like, I can really do this. This is what I want, and I'm really moving forward with what I'm doing. And, you know, it's taking a lot of introspection too, because we have the Hermit. And this is really kind of like focusing on our inner selves and a lot of, like, introspection, a lot of reflection, self-reflection, and it's just a lot of like good work. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror and really kind of focusing on your wants, your needs, your desires of how to move forward. And you're really starting to build those foundations. And right, we are having a tower moment. So we're bringing in all of this like positive energy just to make sure that we have this. So we're basically destroying old ways of thinking just to kind of bring new things in. And the tower, everyone always thinks like, oh no, like the tower, like everything's falling apart. But no, not necessarily. I think in some situations it can be, but in this particular situation, it's all about like building your foundations, creating something strong for yourself. And it's just like, you know, something that kind of has to happen. So if you don't have a tower moment, then I guess that's okay too. You don't need to have a tower moment, but some of us maybe. Next, we have the Four of Cups. And this is all about like really kind of looking at your options in front of you and really kind of choosing what you want to follow or what you want to pursue. And also not getting discouraged at the same time. We have the Seven of Swords. And so with the Seven of Swords, that's really kind of like you're really safeguarding yourself, like your thoughts and how you move and progress through the world. So I think like it's okay to let others in, like, and those that don't accept you for who you are, you know, you can just move on, right? So this is really just about moving past all of these kind of blocks that you put in front of yourself, or, you know, physical blocks that, you know, could potentially be in front of you, such as like money or something that like hinders you. So we have the Eight of Wands next. So this is really about fast moving energy. Something is really like coming forward for you at a very fast pace. So like be prepared for something that could like, you know, hit you in the face and like, you know, think, oh, okay, like, because then you're really going forward. You know, with the Knight of Wands, you have the Eight of Wands too. Right, and we have Justice next. This is really just about like getting what you want. Really learning to balance those scales, right? So these scales are in balance for you now. When I think of scales, for some reason, I always think of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, where at the weighing of the heart ceremony in the underworld, your heart is weighed on a set of scales against a feather. If your heart is lighter than the feather, then you can go into the afterlife. However, if it is a little bit, you know, if it weighs more than the feather, then, you know, you're not allowed to go into the afterlife in the Egyptian underworld. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Like you're really kind of weighing your options. You're getting your just desserts, basically. And Yeah. Next is the Knight of Cups. And with the Knight of Cups is really just, you know, a lot of more fast-paced, forward-moving energy with, could be like your emotions, and cups are affiliated with the element water. So with the cups, this Knight of Cups is just very like, he's passionate, but he's also very much in tune with his emotions and kind of his emotional intelligence, for example. So he knows when to leave things behind and when to go after what he wants. Okay, I'll pull an extra card for clarification because we have the Seven of Cups. A little bit confusing, but I see. So don't be tempted by other people with the Seven of Cups. Don't be tempted by what others say you should do or shouldn't do. And if you don't follow other people's advice, if you truly listen to your heart, then you'll end up with the Four of Wands. You'll end up having a party. You'll be fine. As a cause for celebration, that you did what was right. You did the right thing to listen to yourself and not other people. Because other people can be tricky. It's true, not all people, but some people can be tricky. And it's important to trust your intuition, right? We had the High Priestess earlier. And then once you follow your intuition and really kind of focus on yourself, you'll get to the Seven of Pentacles energy, where you just kind of sit back, relax, just kind of look at everything you've kind of made for yourself. You've really kind of started to focus in on what you want for yourself and what you're calling in. So making room for yourself to really kind of grow and blossom is what's important here. Because again, if you don't follow your own instincts, if you follow other people's advice or other people's motivations, then I think that could potentially end up in, it could potentially end you up in a negative space. So really kind of focus inward is what this reading is really kind of emphasizing. Really focus on yourself and your desires and your wants and your needs as well. So I'm using my Woodland Wardens deck as an oracle read, just to see a little bit more about this. Just to kind of get a better idea of what this could be about. Okay. We have the Opossum and Peony, and that's about bashfulness. Yeah, okay, so I think this is really just about, like, really kind of taking your time with certain things, being kind of, like, coy with how you relay information to others. Be kind of shy around other people because maybe they won't necessarily understand what it is that you're going through, or they won't necessarily agree with it as well. Yeah, okay, so we have the antelope and wheat, and that is all about nourishment. So this is really just about like nourishing yourself, your inner world, and really kind of focusing inward. Again, that's what this reading is really saying, is focus on yourself. There is an awful mosquito in here. Yeah, focus on your dreams. We have a caiman and poppy. So your dreams can be either your waking dreams or your asleep dreams, right? So dreams for yourself, like really bring those kinds of, daydreams into fruition. So really bringing those forth. So for me, that would be like going to Scotland, and potentially never coming back. Really follow your dreams. Follow what you're being called to do. Really nourish yourself. Prepare yourself. Good. The squirrel and chestnut. This is all about preparation, right? So really starting to prepare yourself. Really, really getting yourself into that groove of moving forward. Yep. A lot of hard work. We have the bee and pomegranate, and that's about productivity. So it's a lot of like preparation, hard work, nourishing your dreams, bringing yourself closer to what it is that you truly want out of this lifetime, right? And bees are so good at like being considered hard workers, right? They're obviously, they are hard workers. They have a hive. I love bees. Yeah. Also, taking leadership in your own life. The bear and cedar, right? Really taking on your own life, really, really facing it head on, being fearless, basically. I'll pull a couple more. Bringing success to yourself, whatever or however you define success. We have the chipmunk and laurel. However you define success, you're going to find it. Whatever you want to do, you're going to find that success. Right? We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Remember, like we have this kind of ability to kind of lean back and look at everything that we've kind of accomplished, right? So this is really just about reinforcing these ideas of looking inward, of really taking things on in an active way. Yeah, okay. And we have the badger and ginkgo, and that's about healing wounds. So this, whatever this is about healing yourself. So you can finally like live the life that you've dreamed of, the life that you really truly want, that you were meant to live. So I really think that this reading is super positive, especially because, it feels like we've been kind of flip-flopping lately, but lately, not so much anymore. It seems like we've really kind of learned to accept certain things that maybe we had trouble accepting before, and things that, we really have to live our own lives for ourselves and not for other people. And I think that, this is just really kind of reinforcing the idea of being your own best friend, really, really going for what you want and being your most authentic self. So, anyway, that's all I have for you. So until next time, bye.